Let's start off at the African Union that has tonight adopted a proposal by President Uhuru Kenyatta to develop a roadmap for withdrawal from the Rome Statute, the treaty that established the International Criminal Court. The AU adopted the proposal without any amendments. Uhuru, in his appeal to the 26th AU summit in Addis to back his proposal, also asked the continental bloc to insist on the termination of the case against his deputy William Ruto at the ICC, arguing that the Hague-based court was pursuing weak and politicized cases.
It's an honor to welcome you to this 26th.
As the 26th African Union Summit in Addis Ababa came to a close, Kenya was taking yet another shot in the quest to have African nations disengage from the International Criminal Court. And this time, President Uhuru Kenyatta was leading the crusade, following a report by a committee set up during the 25th AU Summit in Johannesburg, South Africa in June last year to look into Africa's engagement with the ICC.
In the face of mutating global terrorist threat that is costing us lives and great economic loss in the midst of playing our part in mediating multiple peace processes in our region, we have had to contend with an ICC pursuing weak politicized cases. This has become a huge distraction from our duty to serve our people and this continent fully.
Uhuru, whose crimes against humanity charges at the ICC were terminated in March last year, told the summit that the ICC has not lived up to the expectations of countries which signed up to the Rome Statute seeking to combat impunity.
That is not what Kenya signed up for when we joined the ICC. I highly doubt that those of you that are its members expected this to be the way the court would conduct itself.
He asked the AU to come up with a schedule for the withdrawal of African nations from the Rome Statute.
We will not and must not tire in this effort to reform the ICC. I therefore urge you to adopt the resolutions of the Ministerial Committee on ICC and include a new mandate to develop a roadmap for withdrawal from the Rome Statute as necessary.
The Rome Statute, the treaty which established the ICC, was adopted in the year 1998 and came into force in 2002. 123 countries are state parties to the Rome Statute. 34 of them are African states. At the AU summit, President Uhuru Kenyatta also asked the continental body to rally behind his deputy William Ruto, who is facing crimes against humanity charges before the ICC.
We must reaffirm that the global standard for impunity for heads of state should also apply to Africa and insist on the termination of the collapse cases against the Deputy President of Kenya.
It is not the first time that the African Union is taking on the ICC matter. In October 2013, the AU called for the deferral of cases against sitting heads of state and government until they leave office. In February 2014, the AU made the same proposal, and in September last year, the Union tried a different strategy when it pushed to have the United Nations Security Council put the deferral issue on its agenda during the 70th session of the UN General Assembly meeting in New York. The 54-member continental bloc adopted President Uhuru Kenyatta's proposal for withdrawing from the Rome Statute without any amendments. But that may be as easy as it gets. Withdrawing from the Rome Statute will no doubt be a lengthy and complex affair. Rita Tinina, KTN News.